So we were talking about how the new empire has the name of Babylon. The Babylonian Empire. Mesopotamia is overthrown by... Please don't hum. All right? Your attitude for the last 2 days has been kind of like, I'm pissy and I don't want to be here. Your body language, your all sorts of your expression, I love you to death, but I don't know what the last 2 days, but you're disturbing me a little bit. So can you be the what do you call that guy in Batman? Two-Face?
Joker?
No, the Two-Face. Are you a Two-Face? Do you have a Two-Face ID? Oh, you do. Yeah, okay. So, all right, Two-Face, come on. I want to see the blonde side, not the skull side. Mesopotamia, Sumer becomes the Babylonian Empire. And the Babylonian Empire becomes so powerful that it takes over this place called Israel. Now, I just went from 3000 BCE to 2000 BCE to 1000 BCE when I talked about the birth of Israel. And that's enough for you. We want to focus now on Israel and how it's different from Babylon. The Babylonians were, so let's just make a little chart here. B for Babylon and I for Israel. How are they different? The Babylonians, what was their religion? How many gods did they believe in? Polytheism. And what was it based on? A god that created the universe, or instead nature gods? So it was fertility and nature based. And who was the major priest gender? Male or female? So the gender, females were, it was a very, very feminist, pro-feminine civilization. In Sumer, according to the Bible, a man named Abraham was born in the city of Ur and left it and walked up the Euphrates, where he had a revelation from a man named God. And God said, Abraham, you are my chosen founder of what will become a great nation. And I promise you a land. Have you ever heard of the concept, the promised land?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're not Jewish or Christian, you might not have. But this is the beginning of Christianity and Judaism. So Abraham is promised by God, go to the land I promised you. It's sort of ironic. People say that God was just this supernatural real estate agent. He gives land forever to this man and the children and grandchildren and descendants of this man. And he says, go forth and multiply, reproduce, have a lot of kids, and a great nation will come from you. As numerous as the sands on the beach. There will be as many people that come from you, one man, Abraham, as there are grains of sand on the beach, God said to him. The language is beautiful. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous scene in the Bible when Abraham hears God speak to him. And notice what we just have. We have one God, so instead of poly, monotheism, and this is the beginning, and it's weird. There was no other, except for a short moment in Egyptian history, there was no other civilization that thought there was only one God. And notice we're talking about from the very beginning, 3000 BC to 1000. There's only one God, normal society. This is the most interesting thing in the world, and you're putting out yawning, bored body language. It makes me unhappy and depressed. So you've got these, what became normal and conquered you, if you are a monotheist, was the weirdest idea in the world. If you're Muslim, Jew, or Christian, Abraham's idea was just weird and unusual. For 2,000 years, nobody thought that was normal. And this is the birth of Judaism. And we talk about Judeo, and you want this language, Judeo, from Judaism, Judeo-Christianity, because they both come from that moment where Abraham said, God revealed himself to me. And God said that we are chosen. So instead of nature and fertility, it is now laws and obedience. Because God gives the 10 Commandments, there's actually 630 odd commandments. Don't eat fish and drink milk, God said. That's a sin. Don't wear shirts of mixed fibers, cotton and wool. Don't. That's a sin, God told Moses. There are over 630 thou shalt nots. Women, don't go to temple if you're on your period because you are unclean. Stay in a tent until your period is over, God said. And so women in their menstrual periods stayed in a tent until they were clean and they did not come to temple. God said, right? A woman is caught being raped. A woman is raped and she does not yell loud enough for people to come and save her. Force her to marry the man because she didn't resist enough, God said. A man lies with another man, in other words, has sex with another man. A man is gay. Take him to the city wall and stone him to death because he is an abomination in my sight, God said. Abomination, monster, in my sight, God said. These are the laws of Moses. And they are very harsh. Now, those of you who are gobsmacked, if you are religious, notice you don't know your religion and its origins. Because it's right there in my Bible that I got when I was your age, younger, and read, cover to cover and annotated. Also notice, if you are offended by this, that you're not alone, because a man named Jesus was also offended by this. And he changed the law. God was an angry God in Judaism. Very threatening. A harsh father. Authoritarian. How did he use power? Threatening force. Threatening force. And he kills people left and right supernaturally. Right? That person who just worshipped an idol, zap. So, we go from this, we're trying to please the nature gods and goddesses. Zach, what? We go from that, and this is your last point, to a new religion that is based on laws, that's what the commandments are, and obedience to this new God. We will pick up this story and continue because this is the story of the beginning of the religion that dominates the West now, Christianity and Islam. Okay? I will see you next class
Thank you.
where we do chapter 4, which is awesome.